Welcome back, beer tubers. Time to take a look at the final beer that Hangar 24 sent me in the mail. This is Vinaceous, part of their Local Fields series. We'll get to that in a bit. But this is an old ale that they say is brewed with red wine grapes aged on French oak. The Local Fields is a series where they use a lot of local ingredients from around Southern California. This one, they are particularly using some grapes from Temecula. They say they're using crushed Mourvedre grapes. So Temecula is just north of San Diego County, south of where they're at. And they blended it with an old ale, which is a very interesting choice. It sounds like a pretty unique beer. Already got it poured out. Had a nice finger plus. Just a little off white yellow tinge head on there. Pretty good carbonation. Nice clarity to it. You can see really nice red tinge notes to it. You know, not as dark as some old ales out there, but yeah, it's like dark amber into the ruby red notes. Looks more like kind of like a red ale in the glass. Let's get the aroma. Certainly picking up the grapes. You get those vinous notes right off the bat. It's got a nice like sugary nose, not overly sweet, but like a brown sugar. You get that vinous grape note. Some oak tannins in there. Some nice like fruitiness that's non-grape like. Maybe like a little bit of like a raisin-ish kind of berry note is in there. Some big breadiness, some sweeter caramel notes kind of round out the beer. So let's dig in. Cheers. Yeah, that's interesting. It's not as much grape character as I thought there would be, you know, based on the aroma. The taste though is definitely along the old ale lines though. You do get, maybe that's through the oak. There's a little bit of that sort of leathery character to it. A lot of caramel, nice sugary notes to it. Vinaceous is 8.7%, so you know, it's probably a little on the low end for like typical old ales or beers that were called old ales these days, but you know, it's probably well within style. You feel a little bit of warming going down your throat, but can't really taste it or smell the alcohol presence whatsoever. Overall, the beer is very fruity. You get fruity sweetness up front. Tends to be a lot of like a berry characteristics. Not too familiar with the particular grape they're using, so I don't know exactly what that's bringing, but there certainly is a vinous character. You get like hints of like blackberry, raspberry notes, like a little bit of a cherry, not a very sweet cherry, but just a dark cherry, like a black cherry character to it. Yes, you get a nice big bready notes, more of that sweet caramel, plays more of a backbone to the fruitiness, and same with the overall malt. The beer dries out nicely on the back end. I think the French oak's kind of helping with that. At the end, you get sort of a little bit of a nutty character and a little bit of a spiciness as well. That might be coming through from the French oak. So overall, the beer's nicely balanced. Big sweetness up front, nice dry finish. Some nice lingering notes on the palate. You get a little bit of that leathery character coming through, a lot of fruitiness. I think the beer's still a little young at this point. I think it's going to age even better. I would say also, just kind of nitpicking, it's a little high carbonation for my likes on this particular style, but it is leaving some nice lacing. I do like the concept of throwing in a little bit of you know, grapes that you'd use for wine into an old ale. It does work. It really adds to the fruitiness that you normally get in an old ale. In this case, kind of amplifies it up. You add that French oak in there to add a little more dimension to the beer. So this is nicely done. I would say, you know, if you only got one bottle, I would probably age it a little more if you're a little on the fence. Of course, you always want to drink it as fresh as possible just to see where the beer will go. But yeah, I think this one's going to get even better with more time. But right now, I'm going to go B+ with it. I think it's definitely above average beer, and it's something different too. It's a unique beer, and I think they executed it pretty well. So check this one out, Vinaceous from Hangar 24. It's going to wrap it up. Until next time, please comment, subscribe. Cheers.